Markle is back in the spotlight now, but people are not happy. Just last week, Meghan's new show with Netflix premiered, and it's called With Love Meghan, and it's a lifestyle show where she does cooking and has various guests on. Now, a lot of people though do not like the show, as critics have given it 33% on Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter. Now, Kinsley Schofield, host of the To Die For Daily podcast, explains why she believed With Love Meghan missed the mark. She said, Meghan needs to elevate the people around her instead of hijacking all the oxygen in the room. She appears totally self-consumed and tone-deaf. You're standing next to Mindy Kaling and you're not asking her how she built her girl boss empire. Why? Kinsey went on by saying, Meghan lacks humility or an ounce of authenticity. It's a blatantly obvious PR exercise that does not give us a glimpse of Meghan's real world. She's doing random arts and crafts in someone else's house with people she claims are her very best friends, but she doesn't know that they're left-handed or allergic to peanut butter, she said. Now, shortly after the premiere of the show, an episode went viral for a moment when Meghan corrected Mindy Kaling when she referred to the Duchess by her maiden name. It's so funny too that you keep saying Meghan Markle, she said. You know, I'm Sussex now. Now, the debate over whether Meghan and Harry, along with their kids, should retain their royal titles has been going on since they resigned from royal duties and relocated to the US in 2020. Royal commentator noted that Meghan's insistence on her Sussex title was quite revealing. She seems to enjoy the idea of being a royal when it suits her. She's very swift to correct Mindy Kaling in the program on her correct surname, saying, you know I'm Sussex now, a title bestowed to her by the English royal family. And according to The Sun's royal photographer Arthur Edwards, without Sussex, without marrying Harry, she'd probably still be in Suits or shows like that. She's elevated to a very famous person now. She married into the royal family as Diana did, as Fergie did. She's famous because of that. If she walked around London when she was in Suits, no one would have recognized her. He added, if she wants to call herself Sussex, that is her married name. Call her that, but everyone will know her as Meghan Markle. Now, Meghan is also catching flack as some fans are calling her out for irresponsibly parenting after she shared a picture of Harry and Lily to mark the International Women's Day, celebrating the strong women around us and the girls with dreams who will become women with vision. Also thanking those who uplift us every day, she wrote. Now, in the photo Meghan shared on her Instagram account, Lilibet could be seen sitting on Harry's lap on a boat while he sweetly kissed her on the head. However, many critics quickly noticed that Lilibet was not wearing a life jacket and dubbed Harry and Meghan irresponsible over their dangerous behavior. As per The Express, it is mandated in California that all children under 13 must wear a life jacket at all times when aboard a moving boat of any size. Now, taking to Twitter, one critic penned that the 3-year-old should absolutely be wearing a life jacket. How irresponsible. Even pet owners put life vests on their pets when riding in boats, another said. Now, Meghan was also called out in 2019 when she claimed that she was told by a South African actor at the 2019 Lion King premiere in London that the celebrations after her marrying Prince Harry were comparable to those when Nelson Mandela was freed from prison. Now, Dr. John Canny was the only South African actor in the cast, and he actually denied these claims. He also took deep offense in comparing that with Mandela's release from prison. Then, Nelson Mandela's own grandson actually commented on her claim that Nelson's release from jail was the culmination of nearly 350 years of struggle, in which generations of our people paid with their lives. Now, it seemed like she lied about this, and it's just so cringeworthy. And when Meghan was a part of the royal family, she hardly ever followed royal protocol, which angered many people. There were many car rules that she broke, as when Meghan closed her own car door during her first solo appearance as the Duchess of Sussex, the internet freaked out. The internet freaked out as that was not allowed. Now, the royals also have to dress a certain way, and she would ignore these rules. I mean, there's even an article titled 72 times Meghan Markle broke royal protocol, so there's honestly no denying it. We of course have to talk about the infamous Oprah interview, as Meghan exposed some real secrets about the royal family that she probably should have kept to herself. Oprah with Meghan and Harry was a 2021 television special hosted by Oprah Winfrey that featured an interview between Oprah, Meghan Markle, and Prince Harry. Now, the special premiered on March 7th, 2021, and the interview came the year after Prince Harry and Meghan announced their decision to step down as working members of the British royal family in January 2020. Now, ahead of the interview, a clip was released of Oprah asking Meghan whether she was silent or silenced during her time working as a royal. The latter, Meghan responded. "I've always been outspoken, especially about women's rights, and that's the sad irony of the last 4 years. I've advocated for so long for women to use their voice," she said. Now, Meghan also revealed that there were concerns and conversations about how dark her son Archie's skin would be before he was born from members of the royal family. Though Harry made it clear that this was not the Queen or Prince Philip who said this. Now, when some viewers heard this, they thought that she was exposing the privacy of the royals or just made it up for attention. Regardless, a lot of people were not happy about this. Then there's also the fact that there were reports of Meghan being a bully while she was a working royal. Now, before leaving for Canada and the USA, Meghan's role as a bully actually came to light. She pulled the plug on a plan drawn up by a staff member and asked her to put forth an entirely new plan. On being explained by the staff that it would be challenging to implement the new plan, Meghan insisted on a new plan from that staff by implying that she could have had it done by someone else. Now, that staff member apparently burst into tears in front of Prince William, and he assured her that she was doing a fantastic job. Then another staff member was even harassed by Meghan when she was out for dinner. Every 5 minutes, she would receive calls from the Duchess, which went on for days. Meghan's personal assistant, Melissa Tubati, also resigned 6 months after the royal wedding. Meghan's private secretary, Samantha Cohen, a senior in her work, was also subjected to Meghan's bullying, and staffers were also mistreated on the Australian tour. And when Meghan was a royal, it's said that staff were not to initiate a casual conversation with her. Instead, they were reportedly told to wait and see if Meghan would approach them. Now, this rule didn't sit well with everyone, as one anonymous staffer told The Sun that they couldn't help but compare Harry and Meghan to Queen Elizabeth, who often enjoyed being greeted by her staff. "Everyone who lives on the estate works for the royals. We aren't told how to behave around the Queen like this. She's very happy for people to greet her," the staff member complained. Now, I understand not wanting to be bugged all the time, but this rule does seem a little extreme. And Meghan came under fire again when the Daily Mail published a report about how she behaved when she was watching her friend Serena Williams play at Wimbledon in 2019. She made a surprise visit to Court 1, and while there, her security detail ordered fans in attendance to not take any pictures in the direction of the royal. British journalist Sally Jones was warned by Meghan's protection officer not to take photos of the Duchess, but Sally said she had her camera pointed towards the court at Williams and didn't even know that Meghan was there. Sally added that she was clearly looking around to see who was looking, and there were around 200 photographers snapping away at her, but security was sent to warn an old biddy like me. "It makes them look silly, it's childish, and takes us for fools," she said. Now, the publication also noted that another spectator was trying to take a photo of himself with the tennis court in the background, but he was approached by the royal security with the same warning Sally had gotten. Now, when you're in a private setting, I understand this, but this was a public space, and people should be able to do whatever they want. And it was also revealed that while Meghan was pregnant, she was surrounded with her good friends, but a royal insider said her outrageous requests almost destroyed those relationships after she issued a shocking ultimatum. Now, Meghan called her closest friends and told them all that they needed to change their phone numbers for security reasons, the source said. She said that the palace security had told her that they didn't want people to be able to track Meghan through her friends' phones, but her friends said no, and she got really mad at them. The source then added, "They didn't marry a prince, and they don't want to change their lives because of her. She's being very extra." Meghan said it was for security reasons, but they really thought it was because she didn't want tabloids to talk to them the way her family is, and they were insulted.
On Hailey's end, the alleged feud with Selena Gomez has kicked up again, but looking over at Justin, he's being accused of taking substances and being a bad father, and together they are being slammed with rumors of divorce. divorce. So basically, all the stuff we've been hearing about for the last 5 years, or longer, depending on the rumor. Let's start with Hailey because this happened like literally last week and she seemingly responded to the incident on her Instagram story. A TikToker noticed that they received a like from Hailey Bieber, which wouldn't be drama usually, except that the video in question was kind of anti-Selena Gomez and her fiance Benny Blanco. The TikTok was criticizing new photos of Selena and her partner. If you spend any time on the internet, you've probably seen that people don't believe that Benny and Selena are in the same league when it comes to attractiveness, and because of that, they shouldn't be together. Whether or not he makes her happy does not matter. There was only one photo of the bunch in the TikTok that was kind of an outlier, her feet up to his face, but most of them were just pictures that a couple would usually take together. Like, one of them was just them sitting on a couch, so why are we acting like they committed a crime? Anyways, the style of the video was showing the photos in the background with the caption, "Sorry to do this to everyone, but I had to look at these photos so you do too. I genuinely can't decide which is the worst." I mean, for me, it's the feet one, but that's just because I personally hate them. People didn't get a chance to focus on the video itself though once they noticed who was liking it, allegedly one Hailey Bieber. Soon, the top comments in the video were all about that. People were calling Hailey obsessed and a hater. There were also lots of comments about how when Hailey seemingly liked the video, it wasn't viral yet, which had people accusing the model of having a whole For You page about Selena hate and generally being a stalker. However, there is a chance the TikToker fabricated this whole thing, using established public feelings to their advantage to gain more attention. They were the one that first pointed out that Hailey liked the video. If you go to someone's TikTok, you can't see what accounts liked a video the way that you on other social media sites like Instagram. Only the person that posted the video gets notifications about who liked it, so no one would have known that Hailey liked the video if the creator didn't say anything. A rep for Hailey has said that the liking never happened and that the creator made it up for personal online gain. Her account did grow after this drama, her follower count rising and videos covering it being her most watched by far. Some people are also skeptical of the whole thing because the proof that Hailey interacted with the account is in the form of a screenshot, something that the comments have pointed out could be photoshopped or AI generated. People began asking the creator to screen record the notification, however that is yet to make it out. Whether that be because the TikToker actually did photoshop the image or because they would have to scroll through thousands of notifications just to get back to Hailey's, who knows? But it's enough to have people taking Hailey's side in this mess. The creator did post a screen recording of her screenshots in her folder at the times that she did take them, but it's still not a screen recording of the notification itself. Hailey recently posted a cryptic message on her Instagram and it looks like it might have something to do with this situation, maybe? To a plain background she wrote, "Pastors and preachers really love to just put words together with the same letter and act like it's hitting so crazy." Adding examples below like "there's grace in the gratitude." Finishing off the image saying that it drives her bananas. The following story was of the Flaming Elmo meme, excellent choice first of all, and this one was captioned, "and then people sit there like this eating it up." Since the TikTok like drama was all people knew about recently, it was assumed that these stories would be about that. It's not hard making a connection to the Elmo meme since people jump at the chance to say Hailey hates Selena, but I'm not really sure what the alliteration post means. The opening for the Hailey liked my TikTok video was Hailey Bieber herself, so maybe it's referencing that. I admit I'm not sure. I don't want to pretend like I know the situation on a personal level, unlike the TikToker. In her 3 videos covering this moment, she outright said that she feels like this is definitive proof that when Hailey says there's no drama, that she's lying. She also said that Hailey probably effing hates Selena, and she also said that Hailey's For You page was probably full of Selena hate and was trained to show her videos bashing the singer since she allegedly interacted with the video when it was only at 77,000 views. Hailey and Selena have been dealing with rumors of a feud for about a decade now. They have shut the rumors down multiple times, even posed together for pictures, but they always seem to end up right back where they started, with headlines saying they are fighting, and it's all because they dated the same guy. Justin Bieber. He's found himself surrounded by controversy. It's a lot of the same old stuff again, being a bad dad, using substances, etc. But what's more new is people speculating that the star has had a hair transplant. The stuff about substances and being a bad dad kind of goes hand in hand. Bieber has recently posted a few photos of himself using something that makes you happy with herbal substances. We can't say the actual names of these things, so I do apologize. But whatever, he was around them in pictures, which prompted people to tell the star to stop using and be a better father, be more present with his son. Bieber has been accused of using other, more intense substances, however there is no proof of those ones. The reason people were saying any of this at all was because Justin has been spotted out recently looking unlike his past self. People have said that he's been looking haggard and tired, his fashion wasn't helping the situation, as he usually goes for the oversized look, which makes him appear skinnier than he actually was, which only spurred on the rumors that his life was headed in a downward spiral. Of course, there is a chance that he's not looking as rested as he used to because he has a new member of the family at home that is currently at the age known for crying through the night, but that's just speculation. Reps for the singer had denied that he was using things, and now Justin himself seems to be responding to the social media accusations on his Instagram. The star posted a message about not having anything to prove or not owing anyone anything. This could also be about the divorce rumors though that have literally plagued the couple throughout the relationship. Despite posting many photos and videos of themselves together looking very happy, and even some featuring their son Jack, people are still saying the couple is headed for divorce. Reps for the couple have said time and time again that the pair are in it for the long run, but sources keep coming forward alleging that there's trouble in paradise. Just recently, after Hailey's event in February, a source shared that not only was Justin going through a hard time, but also that Hailey was really concerned for her husband and there was only so much she could do. The source went so far as to say Hailey loves Justin with all her heart, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's happy. The couple did seem pretty happy in all the birthday pictures and videos Justin posted, but who knows, I guess. As for the hair transplant rumors, because who could have seen that one coming? Those started on TikTok, of course. A plastic surgeon noticed that Justin really liked wearing hats, and there was a period where all people would see of him was him in a hat. The plastic surgeon took two photos of the singer, one from 2022 and the other from 2024, putting them side by side to try and prove his point. The 2022 photos featured a Bieber buzz cut, and the other photos showed his longer hair now. The plastic surgeon pointed out that the hairlines were slightly different and it is now more flat. The surgeon also said that it could take up to a year or even a year and a half for a person to see results with a hair transplant, so that would explain why Bieber suddenly loved hats so much. Since these rumors had their heyday last year, it's unlikely that Bieber's story would be referencing this, though it would still fit. Reasons for divorce rumors are not limited to the rumors of substance use, or, well, there would be more if that is the case to that alleged story. It's no secret that Justin has had a hard time growing up in the public eye. He was arrested, he had a very public falling out with his ex, and he was treated oddly by many grown adults when he wasn't one. There are many videos online of grown people asking a teenage Bieber intimate questions or even getting physical with him without consent. He appeared to be more of a toy to people than a person. Then a video of him with Diddy resurfaced, and at this point we all know what Diddy has been accused of by literally over 100 people. People are worried that worse things happened to or even just around the start when he was that young, and that it's taking its toll now. Of course, hopefully nothing of the sort did occur, but no matter what, it's clear the singer is doing much better and is very happy with his wife, child, and career as it stands.
Ariana's secret past with Big Sean. The late Naya Rivera, who was previously engaged to Big Sean, caught Ariana Grande with him one day. Naya wrote in her 2016 book, Sorry Not Sorry, on the one day that he was back in LA, Sean said he didn't want to see me, but since he had a key, she let herself into his house. She said, I walk in, go downstairs, and guess what little girl is sitting cross-legged on the couch listening to music? It rhymes with Smariana Schmonde. Many fans, of course, believe that Naya was talking about Ariana. The beloved actress went out to explain that she felt blindsided by her and Sean's split. She said, I learned that I was no longer getting married from the internet. And at the same time as the rest of the world, not only were we not getting married, we weren't even together anymore. Big Sean has never made any comments about Naya's retelling of of events, and Grande has never publicly addressed Rivera's accusation either, and her rep still is not commenting on the claim all these years later. Next, we have the Ariana donut scandal. Ariana found herself once again in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Now, in July of 2015, footage surfaced of her and then boyfriend Ricky Alvarez at a donut shop. In the viral clip, Ariana is seen licking pastries as an employee has their back turned. When a tray of donuts was brought out, she said, "What the F is this? I hate Americans. I hate America. That's disgusting." Ariana was instantly met with backlash and outrage from fans and viewers, of course. People were offended. It gave listeners a reason to boycott. The owners of the shop actually released the security cam footage of all of this and made an outrage post, and people blew it up. The singer did go on to issue an apology, and in a pivot to try to reclaim the narrative, Grande tweeted in her apology and said, "I am extremely proud to be an American, and I've always made it clear that I love my country. As an advocate for healthy eating, food is very important to me, and I sometimes get upset by how freely we as Americans eat and consume things without giving any thought to the consequences that it has on our health and society as a whole." She explained all of that, acknowledging that she should have had more discretion with her choice of words. In the Grande scheme of things, it wasn't her finest moment, but it wasn't life-altering either. And it didn't actually define her, but it did leave a lasting impact on some fans who, to this day, don't respect her because of it. So it did change how a lot of people viewed her forever. Cultural appropriation claims. Now, Ariana has been accused of blackfishing and other instances of cultural appropriation throughout the years. In 2019, she was actually called out for exploiting Asian culture after she used Japanese character in her visuals. She wrote in a now deleted tweet about her tattoos, "I can't read or write kanji, obviously, what do you want me to do? It was done out of love and appreciation." She continued to say, "What do you want me to say? You know how many people make this mistake and don't care just because they like how it looks? Bruh, I care so much. What would you like me to do or say, for real?" Now, the hand tattoo was supposed to say 7 rings to pay homage to her song by the same name, but instead it actually paid homage to a Japanese barbecue grill. She later wrote, "Please leave me and my tambourine grill alone. Thank you." Her apparent nonchalance, didn't stop Twitter from showering her with memes and mockery. Some were ironically sympathetic though. One Twitter user wrote, "Met with all the Asians, and our official ruling is that the Ariana Grande tattoo is good." She eventually got it fixed and took to Twitter to share the news. She posted a pic and said, "Slightly better, thanks to my tutor for helping me fix it. RIP tiny charcoal grill. Miss you, man. I actually really liked you." It was a running joke on social media, of course. Many people thought it was hilarious, and one user online said, "Maybe she really likes to barbecue. I've known several people like her. My oldest brother will fire up the grill," he owns about 5, "at the slightest encouragement." But that's not all the singer was called out for. Ariana was also selling merch at the time with Japanese characters on it. The items were taken down from her site. She wrote that amid the controversy. Now, people on this app really don't know how to be forgiving or gentle when someone has made an innocent mistake. No one considers feelings other than their own. Ariana Grande's romance with Ethan Slater has been questionable at best. In July 2023, reports surfaced that Ariana Grande and her former husband Dalton Gomez were separating after 2 years of marriage. Shortly after their breakup, rumors swirled that Ariana had begun a new relationship with her Wicked co-star. At the time, Ethan was married to Lily J, which caused some suspicions about timelines. Now, according to a source, Ethan had informed, his ex-wife about his romance with Ariana days before it became public. And after the news broke, Lily gave her side of the story to Page 6, saying, "Ariana's the story, really, not a girl's girl. My family's just collateral damage." Ariana Grande has dated some of the biggest stars in Hollywood, right? From Saturday Night Live, Pete Davidson, to the late rapper Mac Miller. But her relationship with Ethan has gotten the most attention, of course, because of the drama tied to it. The American actor and singer is actually best known for playing the title role in SpongeBob SquarePants, the Broadway musical, which he actually received a Tony nomination for. Ethan joined the cast of Wicked the movie in December of 2022, and by March 2023, Ethan and Ariana are photographed together on Instagram. But it was through someone else's post though, so nothing too crazy or suspecting of that, you know what I mean? Now, by May 2023, the two film a scene in Wicked together, and they're actually photographed holding each other's arms, which caused a little speculation. And by July 2023, it's alleged that Ariana secretly split from her husband, and a couple days after that, a source confirms that Ariana and Ethan began dating officially. Now, according to an insider, the couple quickly bonded on set, with a source saying, it felt like it was obvious obvious on the set from early on, they were very sweet to each other and often seen laughing together. The source adds, everyone just thought they were both happily married and didn't expect them to end up dating. However, the report adds that the couple's romance didn't blossom until Grande had separated from her husband and Slater had separated from his wife of 4 years, Lily, who he also shares a child with. Now, 2 months after it's announced that Grande and Gomez have quietly separated, the singer files for divorce, which is quickly followed by a filing response from Gomez. Now, a source then said by October 2023, the couple allegedly moved in together, kicking off, the promotional cycle for her 7th studio album, Eternal Sunshine. Grande also releases the single Yes and in January 2024, which appears to call out critics who commented negatively on her relationship with Slater. So that whole song was kind of geared towards that, allegedly. Now, in November of 2024, at the LA premiere of Wicked, the two are seen having several sweet moments on the red carpet, with Grande stopping to fix, Slater's bow tie as the cameras clicked, and while there, she is reminded by an Entertainment Tonight interviewer about the time at the Australian premiere of the film when Slater was actually seen carrying her train of her dress. She said, "Yes, it's always like that. He's always that adorable, and he's so amazing in this film. He's such an amazing person. I'm so happy people are getting to know him. My heart is very happy." Slater then also said, "I'm so proud of Ariana. She's incredible in this movie, and now to be able to share in the celebration of it, I'm just grateful." When Grande got her first Oscar nomination, Ethan gushed over it and actually shared a tribute to her on his Instagram. And when the Oscars premiered just recently on March 2nd, you could actually see Slater getting very teary-eyed as he watched Ariana perform on stage alongside Cynthia Erivo. So, although their relationship has had a rocky go, they seem to be in love and happy for now. The problem is many of her longtime fans didn't approve of the way in which she got into this relationship with Ethan and made it very clear on social media. It's changed how people view her, and she has lost a lot of fans and followers, which, in this day and age, that's very important. Your follower count is basically like a credit score. Ariana's alleged diva behavior. Now, since the beginning of her career, Grande has been accused of making outrageous demands and demonstrating unprofessional behavior. In 2014, rumors swirled that Grande's team had a list of off-limit topics prepared for interviewers, and that Grande only wanted to be photographed on her left side. She called the reports nonsense in a radio interview at the time, but Grande opened up about being labeled, a diva during a 2020 sit-down with Zane Lowe. She said, "I stopped doing interviews for a really long time because I felt like whenever I would get into a position where somebody would try to say something for clickbait or twist my words or blah blah blah, I would defend myself. And then people would be like, oh, she's a diva." I was like, this doesn't make any sense. While she felt like, opinions were often manipulated for a headline, Grande didn't see the same thing happening to men in the public eye. She said, it's like when men express their opinions or defend themselves or are directing something and making notes on something, they're brilliant and they're genius at it. And yet, it's just not the same thing with women. It's not always that way, but it does make you want to quiet down a little bit. Now, Grande confessed that it hasn't always been easy to approach negativity with that kind of, F that attitude. Ariana was also accused of not liking her fans, so in a 2024 interview with Vanity Fair, they actually hooked her up to a lie detector test. Now, during the test, her fans were addressed and she was asked if she loved them. She said, "I love them always, but I think sometimes they can hurt my feelings. Sometimes I don't like them, but I love them always." Does that make sense? Grande passed the test, answering truthfully and adding, "It's a hard relationship, I think. It's sort of weirdly parasocial, but it feels very real to me. So sometimes it's hard, but I love them very much." Now, lover or hater, she's one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, right? And while she didn't win an Oscar for Wicked this year, there's always part 2 coming out, which might sweep the awards next year, so stay tuned.
Fergie was already on her way out the mainstream limelight. The Black Eyed Peas were on hiatus, and Fergie has not had much success as a solo act. She was not doing well at all in regards to her career, but she was chosen to sing the national anthem at the 2018 NBA All-Star Game. People were excited for her performance and to see what she would bring to it, because hey, maybe it could revive her career. Her performance though was so bad. Her singing was shaky and weirdly sensual. She was turned into a laughingstock. Due to this, people in attendance could barely contain their laughter and the clips became insanely viral. She ended up actually apologizing, saying, "I've always been honored and proud to perform the national anthem, and last night I wanted to try something special for the NBA. I'm a risk taker artistically, but clearly this rendition didn't strike the intended tone. I love this country and honestly tried my best. This seemed to be the final nail in the coffin of her singing career, and she hasn't really been seen since. It was overall just incredibly embarrassing for her and everyone involved. In 2020, Vanessa Hudgens did an Instagram live talking about the new but the way she talked about it was all wrong. A clip from the live went viral with her saying, "I'm sorry, but like, it's a virus. I get it, like, I respect it, but at the same time, like, even if everybody gets it, like, yeah, people are gonna pass away, which is terrible, but like, inevitable? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be doing this right now." A lot of likes there, Vanessa, she said online, finishing with a small laugh. She was called horrible and heartless at the time as she received mass backlash. Not long after, when the backlash begun, Hudgens issued an apology in a video and a written statement. "I realize my words were insensitive, yeah, no kidding, and not at all appropriate for the situation of our country and the world are in right now. This has been a huge wake-up call about the significance my words have, now more than ever," she wrote. The person who shared the clip online, Chris Burke, tweeted it on March 17th, 2020, and said Vanessa Hudgens' career will be dead after posting this. Yeah, it was incredibly insensitive and not a good look at all. Jamie Kennedy, best known for his role in the Scream movies, hosted a New Year's countdown show on December 31st, 2012, on KDOC, an independent TV station in Los Angeles. This whole show was a complete fail and made everyone involved look like a fool and was so poorly done and a train wreck. It went viral and made history. Many scenes found Jamie looking lost on stage, not knowing when the show was live or when the camera was on him. I mean, hey, well, cut him some slack, as the point of the show was to just be together and celebrate the countdown to midnight. But they couldn't even get that right. Their countdown was 10 seconds behind. Then, at the end of the show, a huge brawl happened on stage and, well, the rest is literally history. Unbelievably, Kennedy told the New York Times that the show was terrible on purpose. "It was totally supposed to be like that," Kennedy claimed. "We wanted it to make it almost an anti-New Year's Eve show." But I think that was just a cover-up for the huge nightmare that show was. Martin Lawrence is a comedian and actor who is often known for his somewhat erratic behavior. In 1994, Martin was chosen to host NSL. When they went live that night, he started his opening monologue, and after days of rehearsals, he decided to completely go off script. He made controversial comments which were criticized by many, opening up with a serious discussion about the story of Lorena Bobbitt cutting off her husband's nether regions, which included several jokes that already pushed the boundaries of SNL's strict rules. Due to this, the footage has been completely removed from existence. His comments resulted in over 200 complaints and, according to some reports, caused protests from several SNL sponsors and resulted in Martin being completely banned from the show. The 2022 Oscars were a night to remember for many reasons, but the main reason was Will slapped Chris Rock on live television. The incident happened due to Chris being on stage presenting an award. He made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith and her hair, which Will did not like because Jada has been open about struggling with alopecia. After the joke, Will got out of his seat and got on stage and slapped Chris Rock. He went back to his seat and continued to yell, "Keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth." Viewers and audience members were confused as to whether this was a sketch or real. As the night went on, it was clear that it was real. Since then, both parties have apologized for the altercation, though Will was banned from the Oscars for 10 years. Partly stating violence in all its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, and all the attendees and everyone watching around the world. Now, it was all anyone could ever talk about, and it slowed down his career. Charlie Sheen, who starred on the 2.5 Men, was one of the highest paid actors on television. That was until he went off the deep end. In 2011, Charlie didn't help his career by giving a string of bizarre interviews defending his past. He called his critics some words I can't say here on Facebook and vowed to sue CBS and Warner Brothers for canceling his hit TV sitcom. He told NBC's Today, that his former employees would have to beg him to return and increase his pay from $2 million to $3 million per episode because of the psychological distress they cause. "I'm tired of pretending like I'm not special," he told NBC's Jeff Rawson. "I'm tired of pretending like I'm not a total frickin' rock star from Mars and people can't figure me out. They can't process me. I don't expect them to. You can't process me with a normal brain." Then, in an interview with Andrea Canning of ABC News, Charlie claimed to be clean and sober while also proclaiming that he had tiger blood. He announced that he was not bipolar and he was bi-winning. Yikes. Natalia Kills and Willie Moon were judges on X Factor NZ. After a live performance by Joe Irvin, the pair gave harsh critiques of the singer. Natalia accused Joe of copying her husband with his looks by wearing a suit and tie and slick back hair. She said, "I'm disgusted at how much you have copied my husband. From the hair to the suit, do you not have any value or respect for originality? You're a laughingstock. It's cheesy, it's disgusting. I personally found it absolutely artistically atrocious and I'm ashamed to be here." These comments were followed by her husband Willie stating that Joe was like Norman Bates, dressed up in his mother's clothing, and that he felt like Joe was going to stitch someone's skin to his face and then hurt everybody in the audience. The live audience and audience at home were not having this. Celebrities alike rallied behind Joe, and 70,000 signature petition to have the pair fired from the show appeared online. In response, the husband and wife were fired mid-season. As they should.
Now, just a couple days after Taylor ended her Eras tour, she made her way to Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City to spend some time with the patients and their family members. She surprised them, took photos and videos, and even made some TikToks with fans. But as she was leaving, there was an extremely awkward moment between her and one of her team members. In the video, Taylor was seen exiting the facility surrounded by security and staff members, but when one started chastising a fan for videotaping her, Taylor was not so happy. The clip began with Taylor walking down a long hallway as the fan filming yelled from behind the camera, "Thank you for coming." Taylor grinned and waved at the fan, but suddenly a woman who was a part of Taylor's team started yelling at the person who was recording. "You're not supposed to be filming," she said angrily. But Taylor quickly came to the fan's defense as she grabbed the woman who was reprimanding her by the shoulders and turned her body away from the fan, adding, "It's okay, it's okay." Now, many people applauded Taylor for her reaction, while others slammed the lady for embarrassing her. "The way she grabbed that lady by both arms to shut her up, Tay said no being rude on my watch," one person tweeted. "We do not deserve her at all, not in the slightest, not even a little bit, not even at all," said another. "Not the old lady embarrassing her, OMG, it's a hospital worker filming, not some paparazzi," someone else added. While fans noticed that multiple other people were filming the star, they were trying to give this lady some grace, saying maybe she didn't want the person to film Taylor and post it right away, as it would give away her location and it could potentially become unsafe. And that makes sense, but if that was her intention, she could have been way nicer about it. Now, it was also revealed that during her hospital visit, Taylor asked a little girl what she wanted for Christmas, and she told Taylor that she wanted a brand new Dyson Airwrap. The next day though, the girl got a present from Taylor herself. It was the Dyson Airwrap, which cost around $600. Taylor then added a handwritten note that said, "In case Santa doesn't come through." Now, this is honestly just so sweet and special. Now, while Taylor was there, she also brought copies of her Eras Tour book that was just released and signed some copies for some of the fans. It was also Taylor's 35th birthday on December 13th, and it's been revealed that her boyfriend Travis Kelce threw her a surprise birthday party, and the theme was her Eras Tour. Brittany Mahomes shared pictures from the recent celebration on Instagram, where she was seen wearing a shimmering silver fringe mini dress with knee-high boots that paid homage to Taylor's Fearless album. Her husband Patrick Mahomes wore a suit reminiscent of the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart costume change skit from the Eras Tour as well. Now, other pictures show Taylor in a black dress and her signature red lipstick with her hair pulled back. She posed with Brittany along with Chiefs wag Lindsay Bell, who rocked a lover-esque outfit, and Taylor's friend Ashley Avignon wore a snake around her neck in respects to the album Reputation. Now, partygoers dressed up for the theme with feather boas and colorful clothes to go go with different albums and eras, and friendship bracelets and light-up bracelets were worn as well. Taylor had a meaningful and memorable celebration for her big day and was showered in gifts from Travis, who also gave her countless roses, said a source who spoke with Page 6. The insider revealed that Travis hired a private chef and bartender to cook and make cocktails for them. He had his gifts delivered beforehand so they would be a surprise. Now the athlete also had jewelry engraved especially for Taylor, and it seemed like this was a nice way to end the year off for the star, as she's had such a huge year. Now her 149 show Eras Tour reportedly earned a whopping $2 billion in ticket sales, according to the New York Times. Now her tour was record-breaking as well. Not to mention she released a new album this year, The Tortured Poets Department. Now earlier this month she made a post saying, "Top streamed artist and album on Spotify this year. You guys are unbelievable," she said in her Instagram stories. One amazing thing to find out going into our last weekend of Eras shows. Thank you. And I mean, she had over 26.6 billion Spotify streams in 2024, which is honestly just insane. While she did have a great year though, she also had her fair share of controversies. Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl blasted Taylor for her tour. He suggested that she only lip syncs while on stage and dubbed her sell-out tour the Eras Tour, while saying that his band actually plays live. While performing at the London Stadium, Dave referred to Taylor, who was playing the same night on the other side of the Capitol in Wembley, to boos from some fans. He addressed the crowd, "We were joking about the Taylor Swift tour earlier. I know that she's on her Eras Tour. I tell you man, you don't want to suffer the wrath of Taylor Swift, so we like to call our tour the Eras Tour. We've had more than a few eras and more than a few effing errors as well. Just a couple." Now the band leader then clarified that's because we actually play live. Now to great cheers he continued, "Just saying, you guys like raw live rock and roll music, right? You came to the right place." The next day though, as Taylor performed her third show, she addressed these comments. She wasn't going to let him disrespect her entire crew, as during the show she told her audience, "What you just did is an unforgettable moment in not just my life, but every very single one of our crew. The band that's going to be playing for you live for these 3.5 hours tonight, they deserve this so much, and so does every one of my fellow performers, and you just gave that to us so generously, we'll never forget it." Now something that actually proves that she sings live is that night when she was strumming her guitar, standing at the mic, when she suddenly announced that she had swallowed a bug and asked the audience to pinch hit and sing the lyrics. Taylor did her best to continue to sing, but she soon stopped, turned to one side and started coughing. Now she made a quick recovery, jumping right back into the song and finishing it off flawlessly. Then Taylor was then called out when her and Travis attended the men's US Open because they weren't acting how they should have. At one point in the game, cameras panned to the celebrity couple as they belted out the iconic 2000s rock song, "I Believe in a Thing Called Love" by The Darkness in the stands, with a clip of the moment going viral online. While Taylor fans and a portion of tennis fans were in awe at her and Travis's sing-along, others took aim at the couple for lacking decorum and putting on a show for the cameras in New York. One user wrote on Twitter, "Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are pure cringe at the US Open. This looks completely forced and unnatural." Another commented, "No other couple in the celeb world would love the cameras this much. We're still not buying it." And a third said, "No one acts like a 15-year-old on her first booze cruise at the US Open. It's a US Open, not a football game in honky tonk. Maybe just really trash versus class, I don't know." Now not to mention people were calling out their extensive PDA. Taylor and Travis were spotted standing up, hugging and kissing a lot throughout the game. But everyone around them was just sitting nicely and being quiet. A lot of people called out the couple for being obnoxious. But just a few weeks before this event, it was announced that Taylor and Travis's relationship was fake. A PR document was leaked and it showed an outline of what to do when Taylor and Travis broke up, which was set for September 28th. It had talking points about how they would announce the breakup and steps they would go through to make it seem mutual. Now after it spread online, a spokesman for Full Scope, the company listed for orchestrating the fake relationship, insisted that it was entirely false and fabricated and was not created, issued, or authorized by this agency. Now because this got leaked, some fans think that Taylor had been acting irrationally to get the conversation changed. I mean, after the supposed fake contract was leaked, Taylor and Travis were seen together non-stop. It seemed like they were working overtime to try to prove to the world that, oh, we're still together. Now, if all of this happened in 2024, I can't wait to see what happens in 2025.
Imagine the biggest pop star of all time making a mistake. How fast people would turn on her and try to cancel her. Taylor Swift has been accused of exhibiting entitled behavior. Here are a few reasons why. public feuds, and perceived victimhood. Swift has been involved in several high-profile feuds with other artists, often portraying herself as the victim. Some argue that this narrative can come across as self-centered and entitled. Controlling public image. Swift is known for carefully curating her public image and controlling the narrative around her life and career. This level of control can sometimes be perceived as arrogant and entitled. Re-recording albums. While her re-recording project is a strategic move to regain ownership of her music, some critics argue that it's a self-serving act that could potentially harm the original recordings. Private jet usage. Swift's frequent use of private jets has drawn criticism for its environmental impact, with some suggesting a lack of concern for sustainability. Public displays of wealth. Her lavish lifestyle and expensive possessions have sometimes been seen as ostentatious and out of touch with the struggles of ordinary people. Justin Bieber. In a shocking revelation on What Watch Happens Live in 2018, Bill Hader and Jay Pharoah named Justin Bieber as the worst SNL guest they've ever encountered.
He just seemed like exhausted or just at the end of a rope or whatever. He was just so...
Hader described Bieber as exhausted or at the end of the rope.
Maybe he's in a better place, but then he was in a very... It was rough.
Hader revealed to Howard Stern the chaotic backstage experience of working with Justin Bieber during his 2013 SNL hosting gig. With a large entourage constantly surrounding him, Bieber made it difficult for the cast and crew to navigate the small backstage area. Despite the challenges, Hader noted that Bieber was cooperative and willing to do his best during the sketches. Jimmy Fallon. A bombshell 2023 Rolling Stone report painted a disturbing picture of a toxic workplace culture on The Tonight Show. Former and current employees exposed a glum atmosphere and fear of Jimmy Fallon's erratic behavior and outbursts. Some claimed to be belittled and intimidated by Fallon and other bosses. 7 employees even linked their mental health struggles to the alleged mistreatment. Jennifer Lopez, perception of arrogance. Some people perceive her as arrogant or self-absorbed, particularly due to her confident and assertive personality. Over-the-top public persona. Her extravagant lifestyle and glamorous image can sometimes be seen as excessive and out of touch. If she isn't already canceled, she most likely will be any time now because of all the mistakes she does. Leonardo DiCaprio. We are all just waiting for some insane news to come out about Leonardo. He has a history of dating significantly younger women. This pattern has led to criticism and speculation about his preferences and the power dynamics in his relationships. Many have pointed out that the age gap in these relationships can raise concerns about ageism and the objectification of younger women. Some critics argue that these relationships perpetuate harmful stereotypes and reinforce the idea that older men can exploit younger women. Mariah Carey. She is one massive scandal away from never hearing herself again during the holidays. Imagine the hit song All I Want for Christmas is banned because of controversy. Mariah's reputation as a diva has been well documented over the years. While some attribute this to a misunderstood perfectionism and artistic vision, others perceive it as a sense of entitlement. Here are a few reasons why she might be perceived as such. High expectations. Mariah has always had incredibly high standards for her performances and recordings. This can sometimes lead to demanding behavior and a need for specific conditions to be met. Public persona. Her public persona, often characterized by dramatic entrances, extravagant outfits, and diva-like antics, can contribute to the perception of entitlement. Media portrayals. The media has often portrayed her as a diva, emphasizing her demands and eccentric behavior, which can further solidify this image. Personal experiences. Some who have worked with her have shared stories of demanding behavior, such as specific requests for tea temperatures and extravagant dressing room requirements. James Corden has been accused of being entitled due to a number of incidents where he has exhibited rude and demanding behavior. Some of the most notable examples include incident at Balthazar Restaurant. Corden was banned from the New York City restaurant Balthazar after a series of incidents where he was reportedly rude and abusive to staff.
I made a rude comment, and it was wrong. It was an unnecessary.
Public outbursts. Corden has been known to have public outbursts, such as when he was caught on camera yelling at a restaurant worker. Sense of entitlement. Some have accused Corden of having a sense of entitlement, believing that his celebrity status gives him the right to special treatment. ruthless behavior on The Late Late Show. Some critics argue that Corden's segment choices often prioritize shock value and humiliation over genuine humor, suggesting a disregard for the feelings of his guests. Blake Lively has been known to be entitled due to a combination of factors, including overbearing presence on set. Some reports suggest that Lively can be demanding and controlling on movie sets, often interfering with the director's vision and making excessive demands. Dismissive attitude towards interviews. In certain interviews, Lively has been perceived as dismissive, condescending, or simply uninterested, leading to criticism of her attitude towards the media. Dr. Phil. So many celebrities and guests have come out with many of the same stories, so it's very hard to not believe everyone. Dr. Phil has been accused of several unethical and exploitative practices throughout his career. Here are some of the most notable criticisms. Exploiting guests for ratings. Many critics argue that Dr. Phil often exploits vulnerable guests for entertainment purposes, sensationalizing their struggles and presenting them in a negative light. Lack of professionalism. Some have questioned Dr. Phil's qualifications and ethical standards, arguing that his methods are often manipulative and insensitive, promoting harmful stereotypes. Dr. Phil has been criticized for perpetuating harmful stereotypes about mental illness and addiction, often portraying individuals with these conditions as irresponsible and dangerous. Disregard for guest well-being. There have been allegations that Dr. Phil's production team has withheld medication from guests and encouraged them to engage in risky behavior to create more dramatic television. Tom Holland. Tom Holland has faced a recent controversy surrounding his portrayal of a character with dissociative identity disorder in the Apple TV Plus series, The Crowded Room. One particular scene, where his character engages in a same-sex encounter, has sparked debate and criticism online. Some viewers have expressed concerns about the sensitivity and accuracy of the portrayal, while others have defended the show's artistic choices. Additionally, the casting of Francesca Amiwuda Rivers as Juliet in a West End production of Romeo and Juliet alongside Tom Holland generated controversy due to online harassment and racist comments directed at the actress. Dwayne Johnson. On-set behavior. In 2023, there were reports of Johnson's demanding behavior on the set of Red Notice, including allegations of lateness and difficult interactions with co-stars. However, Johnson has since addressed these claims, attributing them to misunderstandings and miscommunications. Remember when she was snagging roles in Zombieland and Aquaman? Now she's making headlines for a different kind of splash, relocating to Spain and changing her name. It all started so promisingly for Amber, with early roles that hinted at a bright future. But then, things got messy. Her personal life took center stage, overshadowing her acting gigs. We all know how that went, right? A very public trial with her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, which left her reputation, shall we say, not so shiny. Post-trial, Hollywood wasn't exactly throwing scripts her way. She found some work in Italy and even starred in a Spanish movie, but critics weren't impressed. Ouch! Word is she's embraced a quieter life away from the cameras, chilling in Madrid and leaving her acting career behind. So, will she ever make a comeback? Only time will tell if this actress can rewrite her story and reclaim her place in the spotlight. From Duchess to disaster, Meghan's still stirring the pot in 2025. It seems like trouble is always brewing for Meghan, even as she tries to launch new projects. Remember her new Netflix show with Love Meghan? Well, even that faced a setback when Instagram restricted searches for its hashtag. Talk about a rough start. The show, which was originally set to premiere in January, was pushed back to March at Meghan's request due to the wildfires in California. But that's not all. Word on the street is that things aren't so peachy between her and Prince Harry. Some reports claim that Harry isn't happy with current life with Meghan and wants to reconcile with the royal family. Meanwhile, others suggest they're trying to rebrand themselves as a couple after a period of pursuing solo projects amidst divorce rumors. And let's not forget the whispers about Meghan's flirting with Prince William, as detailed in a new book. Apparently, her tactile nature caused discomfort within the royal family and earned her some unflattering nicknames. Yikes. Will Meghan ever catch a break? For now, we cannot tell. Will Smith went from box office king to controversy's court jester. Will Smith, once Hollywood's golden boy, took a detour into controversy that had everyone wondering if his reign was over. It all seemed picture perfect, right? Blockbuster after blockbuster, a charming personality, and that megawatt smile. But then, the 2022 Oscars happened. One slap heard round the world, and suddenly, Will Smith's reputation was taking a nosedive. He was banned from the Oscars for 10 years, and projects were put on hold. But don't count him out just yet. After a period of reflection and apologies, Will's back in the game. Bad Boys: Ride or Die hit theaters and proved that audiences weren't quite ready to quit him. Despite a decade of questionable creative choices, Smith remains a bankable star. So, is this a full-blown comeback, or just a blip on the radar? With a sequel to I Am Legend in the works, it seems like Will's determined to reclaim his spot on top. It remains to be seen if he can truly move past the slap. Diddy's empire crumbled faster than a bad beat after allegations turned his world upside down. Sean Diddy Combs, once a mogul with an empire, now faces a career reckoning due to serious allegations and legal battles. Diddy, who snagged Tommy Mottola's mansion on Star Island in Miami in 2003, has seen his reputation take a serious hit. With allegations of inappropriate behavior, illegal business activities, and oppressive behavior, his image has been tarnished. It all started with Cassie, his former partner, alleging that he was involved in a serious pattern of mistreatment over several years. More women came forward with similar stories, some dating back to the 90s. The claims describe parties involving substance use and a trafficking network. The lawsuits claim Diddy and his associates are accused of pressuring women into unwanted acts. Diddy has denied the claims, but the impact is done. He even resigned as chairman of Revolt TV. So can Diddy bounce back from this? With a tarnished reputation and legal woes, the future looks uncertain. It remains to be seen if he can rebuild his empire. Blake Lively's fairy tale image is cracking amidst a real-life Hollywood legal drama. Once a darling of the screen, Blake Lively's recent developments have some wondering if her career is headed for a plot twist. Remember when Blake was the queen bee of Gossip Girl and charmed us all in rom-coms? Now she's involved in the drama surrounding her film It Ends With Us. Lively is reportedly saddened by the negative energy she is getting and fears this might end her Hollywood career. She faced backlash for remarks that seemed to trivialize the theme of domestic violence in the film, and old interviews resurfaced, framing her as a bully. Following the film's release, Lively has since filed a lawsuit claiming she endured inappropriate behavior from Justin Baldoni, her co-star and director in It Ends With Us. She contends that upon voicing her concerns, Baldoni retaliated by launching a campaign intended to ruin her reputation. Adding fuel to the fire, Baldoni has countersued, accusing Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, of trying to control the film and using false harassment claims to damage his reputation. He even sued the New York Times over their coverage of Lively's allegations. Lively claims Baldoni's smear campaign led to a 78% drop in sales for her brands. Is this just a bump in the road? Or will Blake need to reassess her future in Hollywood? It remains to be seen how the ongoing drama will affect Lively's career. Ellen DeGeneres has gone from Be Kind Queen to a canceled comedian. Once beloved for her daytime talk show and feel-good vibes, Ellen's career took a sharp turn after allegations of a toxic work environment surfaced. For years, The Ellen DeGeneres Show was a daytime staple, known for its celebrity interviews, dancing, and charitable giveaways. But in 2020, reports of bullying, inappropriate conduct, and bias based on color behind the scenes painted a different picture. Former employees described a workplace where fear and intimidation reigned, a stark contrast to Ellen's Be Kind mantra. The backlash was swift and severe. Ratings plummeted, and the show ended in 2022 after 19 seasons. While Ellen addressed the allegations and promised to make changes, the damage was done. Old interviews resurfaced, viewed in a harsher light, and even celebrities weighed in. Ellen has attempted a comeback, most recently with her Netflix special, For Your Approval, and a stand-up tour. She joked about being kicked out of show business twice, referencing the cancellation of her 90s sitcom after she came out as gay. However, the drama continues to linger. Will Ellen be able to fully rehabilitate her image? The future of Ellen's career remains uncertain. Kanye West. Genius or train wreck? The world's still trying to figure it out. A fusion of talent, innovation, and controversy, Kanye West has had a career plagued by unpredictable acts. From his infamous interruption of Taylor Swift at the 2009 VMAs, where he declared Beyoncé deserved the award, to his support for the US president, Kanye has never shied away from stirring the pot. His 2020 presidential run was anything but conventional, marked by erratic speeches and not-so-common ideas. However, his anti-Semitic remarks led to severe consequences. In late 2022, West admired Adolf Hitler and publicly denied the Holocaust. These statements resulted in Adidas, Gap, Balenciaga, and other companies cutting ties with him, causing him to lose his billionaire status. More recently, his naked red carpet appearance with his wife, Bianca Censori, at the 2025 Grammys cost him a $20 million concert deal in Tokyo. Investors were alarmed by the stunt, as Japan has a growing cultural awareness surrounding women's rights and the Me Too movement. Can Kanye ever truly recover? With his history, it is hard to tell if he can turn things around. Ezra Miller. From Flash to Flameout, their career took a detour into drama. Once a promising star, Ezra Miller's off-screen antics have raised serious questions about their future in Hollywood. Miller, known for roles in The Flash and Fantastic Beasts, faced a series of legal issues. It all started in early 2022 with arrests in Hawaii for disorderly conduct and inappropriate behavior. They were blamed for grabbing a microphone at a karaoke bar and lunging at someone playing darts. Later, they allegedly threw a chair at a woman, leaving her with a cut. But that wasn't all. More seriously, Miller was accused of grooming a minor, Toccata Iron Eyes, starting when Toccata was just 12. Toccata's parents claimed Miller supplied their child with addictive substances. Another mother obtained a temporary protective order against Miller, alleging inappropriate behavior toward her child. In August 2022, Miller was arrested for burglary in Vermont. While Miller has apologized and sought treatment for complex mental health issues, the debates have cast a long shadow. It remains to be seen if they can revive their career.